with or without the modulus. First, we look at this example. So we want to sketch the graph for A, B, and C for the x from 0 radian to 2 pi radian. So for question A, sketch your graph y equal to 3 sine x minus 1. So how do you start your trigonometry graph? So the first step, you look at the sine x. So for your value x, it doesn't have any number in front of it. Means you have one complete cycle of sine graph. So when we say one complete cycle of sine graph, mean you have this type of graph. Okay, so for sine graph, there is a balance point or balance line which is lie between the sine graph. So it will cut your sine graph into half. Okay, this yellow line indicates the balance line. Okay, now how do you sketch your one complete cycle graph in 2 pi radian? So first, you have to draw your y-axis. Then you can draw your sine graph with one complete cycle for 2 pi radian. So after you have completed this, now you can look at the second step. So for second step, we will look through the subtraction or addition for this equation. So we have -1 for this equation. So means that for this one, we have the balanced line which lie between y equal to -1. Means we have line y equal to -1 as our balance line. So label the balance point which is y equal to -1, because this line will cut your graph into half. After you have draw your balance line, so you may draw your x-axis. So your x-axis is when y equal to 0. So we have x-axis which is at the upper part of the -1. And then the third step. The third step will look at the amplitude of your sine graph. So this number 3, this 3 means that it is the amplitude of your sine graph. So what is your amplitude? So this one is the third step. So amplitude means from the maximum point to the balance line. So this is your amplitude. For this one, which is above your balance line, we call it as positive amplitude. Then from the balance point or the balance line to the negative positions of your graph, so this one is your negative amplitude. So how do you label your positive amplitude? So for positive amplitude, use the balance point, which is -1 plus 3. So you will get 2. For negative amplitude, you will use -1 minus 3. So you will have -4. After you have completed these 3 steps, the last step is label your angle. So we will start label from the upper limit of your range, so which is your 2 pi radian. So at the end point, label 2 pi radian. And then halfway from your sine graph is your pi radian. Then halfway from 0 radian to pi radian, you will get your pi over 2 radian. And then the halfway from your pi radian to your 2 pi radian, which is your negative amplitude, is 3 pi per 2 radian. So this graph for 3 sine x minus 1 has complete. So we get this one as your equation for A. Then now we move to the second equation, which is y equal to modulus 3 sine x minus 1. So we modulus the whole equation. So for this type of modulus, Means that, so for your question B, you have equation y equal to 3 sine x minus 1 and you modulus the whole equation. So what does that mean? So this means you doesn't have any negative value for this graph. You doesn't have any negative y value for this graph. So how do you sketch this one? So first, to sketch the modulus graph, so you have to begin with your normal graph equation first. So you have to sketch your y equal to 3 sine x minus 1 first. So we have sketched this in your part A, so you get this graph. So now, how do you sketch with modulus? So modulus means we doesn't have any negative part for this. So means that the graph with negative part, which is your red color one, look at my red color one. So this is your negative part, which is below the y equals 0. So this graph will be flipped upwards. It will flip to the positive part. So the first one, for the first this, so we will flip up and you will get it at 1. So the purple color of the line will be the one you flip up. And then for the second part of this, at the positive part, it will still kept in this positive part. So we'll have this curve. And then for the third part here, you have to flip upwards. So because the maximum point is your negative amplitude is equal to -4. So when you flip upwards, it will get your positive amplitude at 4. So draw the line so that you can get your maximum amplitude, your amplitude for this negative graph to flip upwards. So then you can sketch. So take a look on at this endpoint. So your endpoint doesn't touch your x-axis, same as your yellow line, yellow graph. So now, after you have completed this one, so your purple graph will be your modulus graph, and the yellow graph is the normal graph that you sketch for question A. So for your exam or any questions you want to draw, so after you have completed your modulus graph, please remove your normal graph. So just remove your yellow part. So the yellow part is just a step to guide you to draw your modulus graph. Okay, now if the questions. So let's say for question B, you have this y equal to -3 sine x minus 1. You have negative sign in front. Let's say you have negative sign in front of the modulus. What does that mean? So it means that for all your value y is lie below your x-axis. So your graph will be flipped down. So this purple graph will be flipped down into the negative part. So you will have graph look like this. So just a simple sketch. So you will have this graph if you have a negative sign in front of the modulus. Okay, so now we continue for question C. So for question C, of course, if you look at this question C, also you have to sketch y equal to modulus 3 sine x minus 1. Of course, when you want to start, the modulus is between your 3 sine x. Okay, if you want to sketch question like this, of course, you have to start with your normal graph, which is 3 sine x minus 1. So you will get the first graph, the part A graph. Okay, you have to draw your part A graph first. Only you start with your modulus 3 sine x modulus minus 1. So now, how do you flip this one? Okay, you cannot flip all over from the negative part to the positive part. No. If you have question like this, for the question look like the question C, you only flip your graph. Okay, you flip your graph at the balanced line. So you have your balanced line y equal to -1 at here. You have your balanced line here, y equal to -1. So for this type of question, it is a bit different with the question B. So you flip your graph from the negative parts of your y equal to -1. Means this is your negative part, for which is below your y -1. So this is the part that we want to flip upwards, because we refer to the y equal to -1 for this question if your modulus is in between your 3 sine x. Okay, the modulus is for 3 sine x only, not the whole equation. So you flip your graph which is below your balanced line. So when you flip upwards, so you will get the purple color graph. So before you flip, so remember, check at the amplitude of your graph first. So you have your negative amplitude, which is 2. So when you flip upwards, you will get 2 also. Then draw your purple color, the one you flip, so you will get graph like this. So these two graphs will show you at the positive part of your -1, means the upper part of your y equal to -1. So the purple color graph will indicate the graph of your y equal to modulus 3 sine x modulus -1. Okay, so now you have completed this graph. So don't forget to clear off your part A graph, which is your yellow graph. Then you will get like this. So this is your modulus 3 sine x modulus -1. Let's say you have graph like this. If you have question like this, -3 sine x -1. Let's say you have this. You have a negative sign in front of the modulus. Don't panic. It means you flip your graph to the bottom of your balance line. Means instead of this part, now your graph is look like this. It will flip downwards. Okay. So that's it for today, for this lesson. Thank you.